Hey, 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 Facebook family. It is Phoenix Love. It's been a minute since I have went live, I think, on my main page. Um, just had a quick message this afternoon. Let's see who's going to jump on. Let me share it out to my groups, I should say. Hello, hello. Hi, ladies. Thanks for joining. I'm trying to, I just need to share this to my page. Hey, business besties, been a minute. How are you? Okay, so I'm going to get started because I'm actually, I'm on the road and running errands and working. Hi, Dr. Hardy, how are you? Uh-oh, hold on, y'all. Plug in my charger here so we don't get cut off. Okay, so good. I hope everybody is having an amazing Tuesday. I know I am. You know, every day that God gives us another breath and another opportunity to be a blessing somewhere and to someone, that's a good thing. So I'm going to get started. So my message, 3 side effects of being woke. And it's not, well, let me say this. Let me just talk about where this came from. First of all, I'm Phoenix Love. For those of you who are new to me, I know I have made a lot of new connections. I want to say since January, I think I got, 300 new friends. I don't know where these people were coming from, but I feel so divinely blessed that you wanted to connect with me and something has resonated, that you wanted to connect with me and follow me. So welcome and thank you for the divine connection, because I believe it is a divine connection. So I'm Phoenix Love of A Healer's Haven Holistic Health and Wellness Solutions. I work with purpose-driven leaders to provide holistic healing solutions to help you achieve your wellness goals as well as work-life balance. I am the helper to the healer and the healer to the helper. So I am excited about this message. And like I said, it's going to be quick. We always say that. Everybody says that on their lives, but then you be on there for like, I don't know how long. But I promise, just because, as you see, I'm in my car and I'm running around, and I'm sure many of you have things to do as well. So thank you for connecting. Hey, Z, thank you for joining. So this message came out of, and of course now the sun wants to kick in and it's getting warm in the car, so this is really going to be brief. This message came out of, in my group, Holistic Living for Purpose-Driven Leaders, each week I have like a meditative focus, something that we focus on for the week, and I do what's something called a morning chat for the soul, either Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. And this past Sunday, my message was about spiritual awakening, which I'm sure those of you who are more, I want to say, in tune with your spirituality and have spirituality practices, may have already been through a spiritual awakening, or you're currently going through one, or some of you are just curious, what am I in a spiritual awakening? What's going on? You may just be having some symptoms and different things have been happening in your life. So if that's you, this message is to help support that journey, because when I talk about being woke, I'm not talking about, even though being conscious, being aware, being well versed about who you are, your cultural heritage, and all of those different things that come with being woke. But I'm not talking about it in the sense of just from a cultural standpoint. I'm talking about being spiritually woke and being spiritually in tune and being connected to the divine creator, the one true source. That's what I mean about being woke. Because, not saying that everybody goes through a spiritual awakening, but those that do, it's not always a good feeling. And sometimes you wonder, why am I feeling these things? Why am I experiencing these things? And this message is to support and to help you kind of not so much unravel what you're feeling and what you're going through, but to support the fact that it is a good thing. Okay, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when you're going through a spiritual awakening, it doesn't feel good to your flesh. It doesn't feel good even to your soul sometimes, because a big part of a spiritual awakening, and even the purpose of it, is for you to basically to be connected to the divinity to a point that you are clear when you're getting those downloads, that you know that you are on purpose, and that what you're doing in life is spiritually led. It is led by spirit, it is led by God, it is led by the divine creator. Okay, so that's the whole point, and that you are no longer attached to the natural things that can get you off course. And this is really the time that we're living in, that there's sort of like a shaking and a shifting and a movement towards people being more spiritually inclined. And when I talk about spirituality, yes, religion can be a part of that. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be Hindu. That's not it. That doesn't even matter. Whatever your base religion or your foundational religion, if your practices, that's between you and the divine. What I'm talking about is having that relationship, and it is really about the relationship and how you are able to tap into that relationship with the divine creator, so it strengthens your relationship with yourself. Because this is about an evolution of yourself. This is about really coming home to your true self. Because what happens is sometimes we get lost along the way because of things that happen to us, you know, as long as we're living out this human experience on earth. Okay, so the 5 side effects of being woke, and again, this is about a spiritual awakening. The first one is about better health and vitality. So when you are on this path of spiritual awakening, or you have already went through a spiritual awakening, you will see your health will increase and become exactly what you want it to be. And it doesn't mean that you are perfection, but we are perfectly imperfect, all of us, right? But it means that you start to take better care of your human vessel. You start to take better care of your temple. Because we have this one vehicle that we come through life in, right? So we want to take good care of it. So that's the foods you eat, that's the amount of water you put in your body, that's everything and anything that comes through your ear and eye gates. So you have an opportunity to be able to make a shift in how you are looking at your everyday healing of your temple, of your body, okay, of your body, really your body, your mind, and your spirit. So you will see that you have more vitality. You will see that you'll have more emotional stability as you start to go through this awakening, because you're shedding all the things that no longer are of any service to you. If it doesn't serve a purpose, if it's not to uplift you, if it's not to make you better, if it's not to improve you in any way, you're going to be getting rid of it. And it's just going to leave, and you're going to be like, what's going on? I know I used to have certain relationships, or I know that I used to go to certain places, or even I used to put certain foods in my body, but now that is no longer acceptable because you're going through this change. Okay, so that's one side effect. The other thing is you start to repel any type of human judgment. We live in a time where everybody has an opinion. Everybody has some sort of judgment about who you are, what you do, what you're saying, especially when we talk about in the social media world. Everybody has an opinion. But you get to a point where you start to say, and you affirm to yourself, that the only opinion that matters is my opinion. Okay? And that's where that connection with divinity comes in, because if God says that he has created you to be wonderful, to be marvelous, to have a specific assignment on earth, that becomes your focus. So what other humans that's out here trying to figure themselves out have to say about you, it becomes less of importance to you. It becomes of less relevance to you and to what you're doing. And it doesn't mean that the people that you love and that love you, that they don't have a say or they can't have an opinion. It's just that you take it in, you take it and you digest it and say, oh, okay, and you put it in a certain place, but you don't have to necessarily adopt what anyone is saying to you or about you. So that human judgment, you start to repel it, you start to put it in perspective, and that's a wonderful side effect to have. When you can get over people and what people think and say about you, ooh, you are truly free. Okay, so that's one of the great side effects that I love. The third one is you really don't fall for distractions or illusions. We live in a world and we live in a time where there are a lot of distractions, there are a lot of illusions. There's you can't necessarily believe everything you see and hear, whether it's on the media, whether it's in social media, whether it's coming out of somebody you know, their mouth. You have to be extremely investigative in these days. And once you are going through your spiritual awakening, or you have went through your spiritual awakening, you will, it's almost like the veil comes off. And that third eye or that first eye is sharply tuned. So you are able to sniff out and smell BS loud and clear, and your spirit of discernment becomes extremely sharp. So that's an amazing, vital, critical side effect that's I just love, and that we need in the day and time that we're living in right now. Okay, so you're not falling for distractions, you're not falling for illusions, because a lot of I had a chance over last weekend when I did my little retreat to watch The Matrix. And I know I'm super late. I know everybody have seen The Matrix. I'm late. It's been out for years and they have 2, 3, 4 versions of them. But I never watched the full Matrix. But I think everything is in divine timing. And I think God had me watching his movie, which was amazing, by the way. And I love Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. But I was like, wow, it's just funny I'm watching this movie now. Because The Matrix was all about everything. Just think about what we're living in right now, the times we're living in, our government, all of the crazy stuff that's going on with our environment. And I was just watching this like, wow, the red, blue pill thing, that was pretty cool. But the distractions, the illusion, which they talked about that in The Matrix. And I'm like, yeah, we have to be so awake right now. So what are the side effects? Like I said, an important side effect. They're all important, but especially you are no longer falling for the distractions or the illusion. Okay, because you can see, your eyes are open, and some people, like people say, this is the Matrix right now. And I get why people say that. I get why there's certain aspects of our lives right now where it is like a matrix, and where do you fit in with that, right? But when you are spiritually awake, you understand your role in all of this. You understand your purpose. And that's part of the main reason why for going through a spiritual awakening. Okay? And you are chosen. People are chosen to go through this because you are needed as light workers, as healers, as helpers, as certain kinds of leaders that are necessary for this time that we're living in. Okay? So number 4 is that you become part of a soul tribe, a spirit tribe that actually gets you, right? You connect with people that understand your language. You speak the same language. Because what happens sometimes, and I've talked a little bit about this in the past when I've done lives about empaths, because empaths fall into this as well. When you are an empath, or when you are a light worker, or you are, a healer, and you have these gifts, and you have these abilities, and you are just operating at a certain level, people don't get you. People look at you and think you're nuts sometimes. I'm just keeping it 100. You're like this little odd egg, Chicken Little screaming in the middle of the street. The sky is falling, everybody looking at you like, what are you talking about? The sky is normal. You're bugging, but you're not, because you're one of the chosen ones to do something very important and specific on this earth. And so you are going to feel like sort of an alien in this world, and but it's okay, because guess what? There's a whole soul tribe, a whole spirit tribe of beings, beautiful souls just like you, okay? We're out here because I'm definitely part of that, and we have a mission, and just rest in that you're called for this time. And so that's one of the great side effects too. You have a soul tribe, you have a spirit tribe, and guess what? They find you, you find it. You're drawn to certain people, you're drawn to certain groups, you're drawn to certain organizations. Many of you that are part of my community, you know that's one of those soul tribes, Holistic Living for Purpose-Driven Leaders. So if you feel like that, come on over, and I'll drop the link, after I wrap up this broadcast. But yeah, it's important that you find your soul tribe and your spirit tribe right now. And right now, before I even do number one, please, please, please share this video, because someone needs to hear this. Someone that's out there that think, they feel like an alien, they feel misplaced. They're wondering what's going on with them, and they're going through their spiritual awakening, and they're not really sure that's what it is. But there are many of us out here, and you can come on over to this community where you'll get some support and information so that you can continue to grow and shed those old ways, those negative messages, and go through your transformation and be supported in a safe space. And I know many of you are looking for that, so please share this message out. So I'm gonna just recap the 4 that I went through, and then I'll give the last one. So number 1 was that you have better health, more vitality, more emotional stability. Your health goes to another level because you are living or starting to live an alkaline lifestyle. So putting the right foods in your body, the right water in your body, making sure you're not in toxic environments, around toxic people, so you're releasing things that no longer serve you or are not healthy for you. Number 2 was you repel human judgment. So what others think, say, even do towards you, it becomes, less important. If it's somebody toxic or situations that are toxic, you get rid of it. It's really that cut and dry, the time that we're living in. So you repel human judgment. And please don't, let me just say something about that. It's not correction. It's not repelling God's correction, the divine's correction, because sometimes we need correction, and he sends that sometimes through people. But it has to be people that we know have our best interests at heart. So I just wanted to put that little disclaimer in there, because we all need, guidance and constructive criticism, and from the right people, from the right sources, okay? But it has to be spirit-led and guided. Number 3 is we don't fall for any distractions or illusions anymore. You have such clarity. You are being led intuitively and by spirit. And because we are living in times where that spirit of discernment has to be extremely strong. So that's a number 3 side effect. And number 4 is being part of a soul tribe and a spirit tribe. And like I said, I will drop the link to my community. Or Christina, actually you could drop it if, since you're on here. Thank you. And then the last one is that what it's all about, that you have such a laser focus. You've gotten all of the stuff out of the way, the BS. You're not being distracted. You're not falling for the okie doke, the illusions anymore. You have the right people. You're in a soul tribe, in a soul community, spirit tribe that gets you, that supports you, that you're divinely connected with. Your health, you're at optimal health. Your heart is pumping that blood and that green juice, and you're feeling good about yourself. Listen, I just came from the doctor, just checked my vitalities. I'm a little physical, and he's like, yo, your numbers for the 3rd year in a row, your numbers are like a teenager's. And I'm like, yes, I love it. Well, except for that one number that, that's a whole nother story. In other words, I'll be at my least favorite place tomorrow, the gym, just to correct that one. But anyway, look, it all can't be perfect. But that's the only number that I didn't like, and he didn't like either. But we're going to work on that. It's all good. But everything else, my labs, everything's beautiful. Cholesterol. And that's the way it's supposed to be. When you go through your spiritual awakening, you start to shed the things that aren't working for you. And when you have it, you know you have to work on it. Just like I know I have to work on things still. So it is good. It's a process, right? But the last thing, you're getting all out the way, and you need to be at your best and you know, energized and everything, so that you could be laser focused, have clarity, so you can manifest, because this is all about manifestation, right? This is the year. This is a 3-year. It's about evolution. It's about transformation. It's about manifestation. So you want to be woke, and this is one of the side effects of being woke, so that you can manifest your dreams, your goals, the things that you want to do in life. Whatever it is, you want to write a book, you want to put on a production, you want to put together that conference, you want to launch that ministry, whatever it is, this is the time to do it, right? So that's to me, that's the main side effect. You know, here is the time. I am clear, I am on purpose, I am in line, I am divinely connected to the one true source and to the people he has sent for me to be able to manifest. Isn't that beautiful? So that's what it's all about. So again, if you need support, I'm here. I'm Phoenix Love of A Healer's Haven. And yes, thank you, sis. Thank you for dropping the link to the group, to my community, which is Holistic Living for Purpose-Driven Leaders. And also I have an amazing webinar that is basically the webinar version of a fabulous event that I had last month in Manhattan, and we had a wonderful time, which was the Write and Manifest Your 2019 Vision event. And we had a brunch, and lovely ladies came together, and we had our vision journals, and we got to work on them. So I am doing the webinar version of that event on Tuesday, March 26th, which is next Tuesday. Wow, time is flying. At 7:30. Webinar, comfort of your home. If you would like to be a part of that, very low investment, but I'm going to go through the 5 C's of manifestation. I'm going to go through the strategies it takes. And plus, there'll be some other bonuses that I'm going to throw in, checklists. And I always like to give above and beyond, because again, I want us to all be manifesting this year, because this is the time. We have to grab it, especially if you have went through your spiritual awakening, and you know if you have or not. And some of you are just at the beginning. Everybody's at different stages, but this is the time. And this is just another way to support that journey. If you're ready to launch that project, if you're ready to start your ministry, if you're ready to finally write that book, especially when you go through a spiritual awakening, woo, you know, so many things come up. And what's the best thing to do with that? Put it into a book. Share with someone. Be a blessing to someone else. Because you never know, your story may be the breakthrough for somebody else. Your story may touch somebody's life, somebody's heart, because they are thinking somewhere that they're the only ones that's going through that or been through it. Okay, so couple of links. The link to the group is already in the comment section. I will add the link to the Write and Manifest Your Vision webinar. Again, very low investment, because I kept it low, because I really want people to get this information. And again, I'm throwing in bonuses because, you know, I want to see us all win. This is the year. I'm telling you, it's a 3-year. Look it up. If you don't know about the 3-year, look it up. Do your own research. Never just take what I'm saying at face value. Look, we all should do checks and balances. What we're hearing out in these social media airwaves, what we hear on TV, research it for yourself. You know, but you already know, because if you follow me, if you're here, most of you are very much divinely, already spiritually in tuned. You're doing your practices. You have that relationship with God. So you already know what type of year this is. You're already expecting and believing. So if you want additional support, again, I'll drop that link, and I'll have that webinar next Tuesday, 7:30. And hopefully you can join. So anyway, everyone have a blessed day. I thank you so much for checking in. Share the video. Please share it out, because you never know who needs to hear this and who this may bless. So thank you. I'm Phoenix Love of a Healer's Haven. Everyone have a wonderful day.